So friends, once again you all are welcome in my channel. Today I am going to discuss a very important topic for my PhD fellows and my students and those who are particularly watching my this playlist. What are the various effective ways to write a introduction for a research paper? So this is one of the very important topics because introduction is basically a roadmap through which the readers get attracted towards your research and they go inside into your research paper. So let us so without wasting time, let us start this video and we'll see what are the various important introduction points which can make your introduction very crispy and very effective. So let us start. First of all, start broadly and then narrow down. This is very important. First of all, let us suppose I am working on the water quality monitoring device. So let us explore what are the various water quality monitoring devices are available in this world. Then you concise your topic. Don't start with your own topic, whatsoever result you are getting or whatsoever area on which you are working. Let us start with what are the available things. That is I mean to say that is a broad things, and then get narrow down your writing. And second one is state the aims and importance. This is very important. What is your aim for that particular research paper, and what are the importance in that particular research. So you have to write it clearly and crispy, not too large, not too short, but you have to clearly mention your objective and your aim. So, and third one, cite thoroughly but not excessively. This is very important. Cite thoroughly means you should have to cite each and every site from where you are taken that concept, or each and every paper from where you read before writing this introduction. You have to cite it very carefully, but it should not be too extensive. That extensive means you should not repeatedly 1 2 3 4 5 6 within a one paragraph you cited 50 papers. That seems very odd, and that is not good that is not a good practice basically. So, and next one is avoid giving too many citations for one point. This is again sometimes I found in introduction, mainly the some newcomers who are new in research, they write one line and after that cited references 1 to 9 or 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. That appears to be very odd. So you please cite it one only for one sentence, not or maximum two, not more than that. It will show that you are not confident and you are just like a fresher in this field. And the next point is clearly state either your hypothesis or a research question. Yes, this is very important. You should have to clearly mention your research, whether you are doing the hypothesis or you are doing or a research question. Whatsoever you are doing, you should have to mention clearly inside the introduction. That will make reader more attractive towards to get through go into the depth and read your full article. So this is again a very important point. Next one is considering giving an overview of the paper. This is very important. You should have to consider to give an overview of the paper at the end and how you organize your paper. It should be mentioned inside the introduction. Like at the end of the introduction, you should have to mention what are the forthcoming sections inside your research paper, which are and write 1 or 2 lines what that they exactly included. So this is a very important point. So keep it short. This is very important. Your introduction should not be more than 1 page. It should not be more than 1 page means it should not go beyond 16 or 1500 words, not more than that, because and then it feels the reader get bored when they read your article in the introduction. So make it crispy and short, but it should not be too short it get shortened even than your abstract. It should be more than your abstract, but it should be a proper limit. And next one is show, don't tell. This is very important. You have to show rather than to tell. means whatever result you are getting at the end, you should have to show it rather than write it in such a way that you are going to showing it, rather than you are just telling it, okay, we did this. You have to show your result in the result section. This is again a very important. Don't bury your readers in detail. This is again, don't go into the detail inside the introduction, otherwise your introduction get not be finished. So you should have to be finish it in proper word limit. Be careful, this is very important point. Next one is check the journal requirement. This is again a very important. In a journal requirement in introduction, what they want, sometimes it's some specific journals, they want some specific information inside the introduction. You should have to take care while writing the introduction by seeing the various journal requirements. And one concluding remark I would like to mention here, that when you begin drafting a paper, the introduction should be one of the first thing that you plan, and the introduction serves as a roadmap for your paper by clearly stating the study background, aims and hypothesis, research questions. The introduction can guide you as you write the rest of the paper. So this is very important. You should have to keep your introduction short, crispy, and you know, by considering these small activities, build your research paper a very good repute, and it has you know, it may have higher chances of publication in Scopus and SCI journals, because they are very particular in these small little things. So with this, I hope you understand how to write an introduction for a Scopus or SCI journal or IEEE journal or any journal of a good repute. If you have any query, you may consult me anytime on my email ID given below, that is techdoctorin123@gmail.com. I will be more happy to help you all in all the cases. And with this, I will end this video, and we will meet soon again with some new concept and with new way. Till then, stay tuned. Bye bye. Thank you.